What's up, everybody? So today I am, well, not today because it's already laid out, so probably in a couple of days. I got these Honda EK seats, actually really clean. Got them for like 60 bucks. Not bad. I'm going to try to install this into the truck. Now, there's no seat rails for this, which I was already going to use the Acty seat rails anyways, being that they're definitely not regular seat rails, I guess. So, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe taking these covers off, taking the cushions off, and using the frames from these seats, but let me grab this here. Sorry for the shaky camera. I have my normal camera on me right now. I mean, granted, you have probably 2 inches of the seat. This is just sitting on top, obviously. But push that back, maybe chop off some of this foam in here so it'll fit up against this. This back part is all hollow, so really don't need to worry about that, but a lot more comfortable than these 1-inch foam seats. The bottom, on the other hand, appears to be a little bit longer. It's heavier too than this seat bottom there, as you can see. But again, it needs to be moved back, so I might need to cut here, maybe cut the foam and the fabric and stitch it on the back side of the foam, or whatever I have to do. I'll get into it here in a little bit. Well, a little bit for you guys, not for me. And then we'll get to cracking on it and see how they look once I finally get the whole project done.
3 days later.
Alright, so to take the back panel off on the passenger side of the truck, you have a 12mm bolt here. So you have to lift this up, get it from the bottom because it's actually kind of on an angle. And then once that's free, it lifts up, and you have these 2 areas here. There's actually like these U-clips that fit in there, and you just kind of pull away and the back comes right off. For the bottom, you have 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. That comes off. And then for this side here, if you see my other video where I clean that side out, there's a 12mm there, another 12 right there, and then there's 2 on the other side, 1 in the front, 1 in the back. So I'm going to take these seats out, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to start stripping them down and putting the Civic foam and material on these frames. I'm going to have to cut some of the foam down, I'm sure, because these seats are a little bit shorter than the Civic seats. But once we get into it, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this is the passenger seat bottom. This is the seat back. I don't know, it's kind of gross, actually. So, glad that I'll be doing this. So we're going to have to take this screw off, and then on the back of the seat bottom, there's this plastic U-hook type deal, and it hooks into the top side. And I don't want to ruin this plastic vinyl, whatever you want to call it, because it's actually in really good shape. So I'm gonna have to take my time with it. The vinyl is held on with these metal hooks, so I'm gonna have to cut those with a pair of angle cutters or something along those lines. But it looks like it's coming off pretty decent. Doesn't look like there's any bolts or screws here on the sides. I'm trying not to take these off, these swivel mounts, but if I have to, they're Phillips But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little leg off here first, take this cover off, and then see what we can do with the foam for the Civic seats. Alright, so this is the top side of the bottom. Yeah. There's those little metal clips like I just showed. There's one right in there, and there's one right there. And what I'm using is just a pair of old rusty pliers. That's all I got. You just grab onto them, twist them, they pop right out. But just wanted to share that information. This is the seat bottoms, pretty much stripped down, with the exception of these here. So now I'm going to take that seat bottom for the Civic, line it up pretty decent with this. If I have to take these off, these caps here, I'll take them off. Really don't think there's a big issue taking these off and just leaving them off if need be. There is a spring inside of here that helps this, but we'll see. Alright, so the Honda Civic seat bottoms are held in with those annoying metal clips all the way around. So I got to take all these off. Hopefully that's it. There's none hidden like the Acty. And I'll be able to pull the foam off, put it on this bottom, shape it up the way I need to, and throw this cover over top. And should be good to go, at least for the bottom. Then I have to do the top. Alright, so cut some of the foam down here, and also actually on the bottom of the seat cover itself. It kind of, not the seat cover, but the seat foam kind of comes down like this and then goes back up. So I just kind of leveled it off. So there it is sitting on the frame, and I'm getting ready to throw the cover back on. This is going to go over the foam and the frame. I might have to do some alterations here on that for these covers here, but again, we'll see when we get to that point. But this foam was also a pain. All those little hooks that were on there, there was two here, there was one on each corner here, there's one here in the middle. I pulled all those out. What I'll do is I'll tighten down the seat cover with probably some zip ties and stuff like that. I've seen a couple people do videos when they swap those seat covers out, they just use zip ties. So I'll probably do it that way, but we'll get into putting that cover on, see how it looks. Well, here's the seat bottom. I gotta tighten them up. Actually have to pick up more zip ties for these other seats, but it's looking pretty promising right now. I mean, there's some spots here that have to be, this has to be all tightened down, but other than that, it's got a lot thicker of a cushion on it, shortened down a little bit. So next time you'll see it, I'll be bolting this up into the truck and we'll see how it sits. Also, I didn't lose the function of, where'd it go? The little foot on there. It actually helps keep this foam, or not the foam, but the material on the seat. All right, well, the seat bottom cushion's in. The only gripe that I'm gonna give this, at least the cushions, it gets really close here. So first, second, I mean, it's just barely touching it, and I'm gonna be getting the wheel-powered shifter kit soon, so third, fourth, and fifth. But again, there's still a lot of play in this. So, but other than that, it's in, and man, it's comfy. So again, these are EK Honda Civic seats. You saw how I had to cut down the cushions and all that. I'm going to work on the back piece tomorrow morning and put that together. And then the driver's side I'm going to do that off of camera, because that seat is actually going to be a lot easier than this, being that this has the folding mechanism in it, which I don't know how well it's going to work with a thicker cushion, but it should lock down, I would hope. But that's the bottom side of it. So we will see.
The next morning.
Alright, so I got the seat cover off of the seat back. It is now daytime. Now I have to get all this foam off, just like when I did the bottom. Get all this foam off, and get the seat cover off of the Acty rear, back, whatever you want to call this. Take the foam off of this, swap this over to this, put the Civic cover back on, and throw it in the truck. I might have to cut some of this foam down, but we'll see. So let's get into it. So if you are doing this project, just keep in mind that these clips right here, this is actually the top of the seat back. The one single one down here, that's the bottom. The bolt goes. So you don't want to put your stuff on upside down and then have no crap moment where you're gonna have to take it all back apart. So okay, so got the frame on the foam right now. Kind of show you here how it looks. I'm sure I'm gonna fight with these. I can remove some of that foam, but we'll see how that goes. Cut a little hole here for this bottom hook. So I'm gonna throw the seat cover back on, and then hopefully it'll go back in the truck. If not, I'll have to cut some foam away, stuff like that. So if that's the case, I will video that, and should be done. Alright, so finished up the passenger seat. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be doing the driver's seat off camera. This is actually a little bit more of a challenge, being that it's got the folding seat, which I really don't think I'm going to be able to use, but I got the seats in now. And I'm not going anywhere. That bottom bolt that it showed you earlier, that doesn't line up anymore, unfortunately, but those two hooks do sit in. They sit inside this bar here. It's not going anywhere. But sit down, no problem. It's nice and comfortable. You get a little bit of bolstering for your shoulders. I'm not going to be using the headrests because I actually took the original ones out as well. So, but there it is. EK Honda Civic seats inside the Acty. So not bad, they're really comfortable. So $50. That's broken, I gotta fix that, but thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to check out any more DIYs on the Honda Acty, I have a few videos up. Different things, I believe, installing the steering wheel, the door panels, my tonneau cover, stuff like that. So here's one last look at the seats. They fit perfect, they're nice and comfortable. I appreciate everybody supporting and watching my videos and sharing them throughout the K-Truck community. So take care. Again, thanks for watching.